Over the last 3 weeks, we've shown you something very powerful, showing you how you and your organization can use the same platform for all your messages, inwards and downwards for your own teams and staff. Remember that? And upwards and outwards to your clients, your customers, your joint venture partners, your stakeholders, how you can stop the scatter, how you can connect your organization, how you can show up consistently to the world outside your walls and the world within your walls. So tonight we close the loop in episode 4 of our amazing 4-part series brought to you by the global industry leaders at OneStream Live. Why? Well, because communication is only powerful when really, I suppose, it's repeatable. It's only valuable when it's secure, and it's only scalable when it's built on a system you can trust. And that goes the same for your clients and your customers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, UK, Ireland, and Europe. Good afternoon, definitely, to the US, Canada, and North Americas. And a very, very early good morning to our Antipodean friends and anybody else who is watching across the globe at some ungodly hour. We thank you for tuning in every Tuesday. It is Tuesday, which means it's time for your weekly session of live streaming and digital engagement tips. Thoughts with me, Big Joe Shep, and the global industry leaders of OneStream Live. It's the Big Joe Show. And as we all know, there's no show like a Big Joe Show. Keep it right here for the next 30 minutes. And you got any questions tonight, then please throw them up, whether you're watching now. If you're on replay, are in for the replay. Tonight's question is very, very simple. Can your organization grow confidently with its current communication setup? And talking about communication, we always love throwing this up. Sometimes people say to us, okay, why do we not see, because we've got a thing called integrated chat. So we can see chat that comes in from different locations, YouTube or website or whatever. But sometimes we don't always see it from Facebook. It's a third-party problem, not a OneStream Live problem. It will continue to get better with all the platforms as they all align correctly. But this, I know, is my good friend, Gregor Galway. Gregor, always a huge, huge supporter. Thanks very much, mate. And we hope you and the family are well and catch up soon. So, yeah, where was I? Can your organization grow confidently? Yeah, that's it. Most communication internally and externally is poor in organizations. We're very much stovepipe. That's just the mindset. So most can't really. Tonight, I want to help try and fix that in episode 4. Now, here's the truth. Most leadership teams will never tell you out loud that their communication isn't secure, isn't controlled, and certainly isn't scalable. Messages go missing, recordings get lost, links get forwarded to the wrong people. In fact, we don't always use links. Most of the time, people still send attachments on the emails and stuff like that, which means it's out of date straight away. You send an attachment, you send an email with an attachment to 6 people. 3-4 of those are going to download it to their own system, and then it's out of date. Whereas if you send the link, remember, the link is updated, version controlled, it's secure, blah, 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 blah. It's all boring, but it's all business foundations that we should be doing, human beings, wonderful, wonderful people that you are. So that's what we got to do. All this is part of your communication. Downwards. It wasn't downwards. Okay, there we go. So what happens when these sort of things happen is your branding becomes inconsistent, and there's no clear system for how communication flows. I recently worked with an enterprise client, thousands of staff, multiple regions, delivered brilliant work, absolutely outstanding, game-changing work. But the communication system really was held together with duct tape. Town hall updates on one platform, training through another, public events were on something else, and replays were stored in, 5-6 different locations. Now, excuse me, nothing was unsafe, if you get me, but nothing was safe enough either. Do you know what I mean? It was poor processes, and here's the real communication. Here's the real consequence. Okay, when communication isn't structured, growth becomes chaotic. Teams guess, departments definitely drift apart, stakeholders lose confidence. That's not a tech problem, ladies and gents. That's a governance and a workflow problem. Tonight we want to try and, like I say, help fix both. So here's how we pivot again. Okay, growth doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing things. It comes from doing things systematically. Remember what Big Joe says: people, process, progress. Okay, people, process, progress. It comes from doing things systematically. And OneStream Live gives every organization, individual, business, charity, school, whatever it is, 3 core advantages. First of all, you've got the ensured governance you can rely on. So you've got controlled guest access, private links if you go and stuff internally, they put on your intranet, password protection, approved roles within the organization for who can do what, where and when, permission-based distribution. What else? Effectively, it's a single source of the truth for replays. I mean, I really need to get my teeth into place tonight, don't I? You think I had false teeth or something? So the governance thing, that's one. What else does OneStream Live give us? Brand consistency at scale. And this is really, remember episodes 2 and 3 especially. So whether it's a CEO's briefing, school announcement, charity update, a global event, everything looks and feels like you. Everything we did talk about in those episodes, in fact, it was 1, 2, and 3 where we built on it. And by the way, if you've missed any of those, go to OneStream Live's YouTube channel, and the whole series together. The other 3 episodes are all there, and I think by tomorrow morning, the wonderful team in marketing will have put them into a playlist. But it's all about how you can use one platform, one conversation, one message. So go and have a look at that and subscribe while you're there. The amount of stuff that you get from the team is just incredible. It really is. You know, you don't have to guess about things. It's just there for you. So I suppose what we're saying with OneStream Live is it is that one platform, one conversation bit. Whether it's, I know you're going to get bored of this. I don't care. It's just some thoughts. To the staff, or what else? Oh, it's to your clients, your customers, your JV partners, whatever the case may be. It's the same intro. It's the same lower thirds. It's the same message, the same studio. It's the same, your own brand tone. It's the same consistency that builds trust internally and externally. And I suppose the third thing that we get with using OneStream Live is it's scalable communication architecture. It really, it's the ability that whether you're speaking to 10 people, you know, inside your staff, or 10,000 viewers, the workflow doesn't change. People, process, progress, same system, same tools, same rhythm, just expanded reach. And that's what makes an organization future ready. Now, let's make this real, shall we? Imagine you adopt a 3-tier communication model. Actually, it's 3. Secure internal communication, tier 1. We'll take that as being tier 1, okay? So weekly CEO updates, department briefings, onboarding, training, again, all private, controlled, and stored safely. Then if we go then to tier 2, you've got a controlled external comms system where you've got stakeholder updates, board messages, partner briefings, community announcements. Again, still controlled. It's all about governance and control, but shared with permission. And then finally, the biggest one, tier 3, public communication. So we're talking about here launches, I suppose, events, open days, campaign updates. Again, you know, you're broadcasting across all platforms at once. Don't forget, we can go live simultaneously. It's called multicasting to excuse me, to 50 different locations at once if needs be. And most importantly, as I pointed out to a potential client this morning on a meeting to their CEO, going live to your website. Yes, for anybody who might not have, how could anybody not have seen me before? But you know what I mean. What's the important thing about going to your website is you control 100% of the content, 100% of the time, 100% of the people. And over time, people get used to seeing you there on your website. And when they're on your website, guess what happens? So we all know, to just remind some people, if you haven't come across this thing before, I use Facebook as the example. Generically, it is 2.5, I think, to 4 or 2.5 to 5% of your followers on Facebook page or professional profile or whatever who will see a post. Well, that means you're not in control. Why? Well, some cynical people might think that they want you to buy advertising. If you drive people to your website, use social media as a funnel, remember? Part of that communication, use it as a funnel, but drive people to your website over time. When they're on your website, they are more likely to look around, click and download, join a community group. Oh, it's going to be a massive thing in 2026. Community groups. If you're not part of a community group, if you're not building a community group for your business and your organization, helping to get your message out there, then that's another conversation you need to be having with me itself and the team. Okay, so all of those things is why your website is very, very important. Yeah, and I make absolutely no apologies whatsoever for going over that again, because some people just don't get it. They just think that social media and agencies will take a whole pile of money to do stuff on social media. Take control back as we get into 2026. Okay, remember, because it's OneStream Live, one of the industry's global leaders, the most professional platform I have ever come across in my 7 years of doing this, you record automatically. So this has been recorded tonight. We'll download it. It'll be put into clips and used elsewhere, and we've got a permanent record of that. You record automatically. You can clip instantly from that. I personally use Opus Clips because it's great, because I'm not clever enough to be editing. So I put in what I'm looking for, and it'll give me 30 seconds to 2-minute clips. And when it does, those clips are measured against a virility score of 100% of how well those clips will do across social media. You don't have to be clever. You just got to be like BJS. Find the things that work. OneStream Live works. Livestream Solutions work. Opus Clips works. All of these type of things. Someday I'm going to again. I can't see that is because it's a face thing, but somebody has very kindly, let me just come back, somebody has very kindly sent me those messages. I can't see this. I'll find out who it is because it'll be on one of the sites, but again, because it's a Facebook thing. So in return, here we go. Oh, it's back. Brilliant. There we go. So we'll put some hearts back in for you. Thanks very much for that. Love that bit of engagement. People take the time to come on. So just to recap, because it's OneStream Live, we're recording automatically. We can clip instantly, with the likes of Opus Clips. You're repurposing effortlessly. You can download the show and then turn that into a podcast. Why would you do both? Because it goes into a different arena, goes into a different reach, different engagement. You can turn knowledgeable blog article. If you're doing a series or you're doing a special about telling your story about you and your organization, turn that into a blog article. Why? Because it's semantics for learning. Some, visual, hearing and feeling. Some people like to watch. Some people like to listen. Some people like to read. Hit all of those spots with one bit, and it all starts here in the studio with OneStream Live and the live streaming as a service that is provided. So you're scaling without extra work. This is how confident organizations grow, with structure, not stress. People, process, progress. So here are the future-ready practices I want you to really take away that the strongest organizations either are using or will use as we move into 2026. Excuse me. And I can't emphasize again just how important 2026 is going to be. The world will change massively again in 2026. In the way we communicate, in the way that we take control back. So the whole thing about communities and that engagement piece and supporting one another more will come more to the play. And this is the sort of thing that OneStream Live does. This is the sort of things that Livestream Solutions, Livestream Academy does. This is one workflow for all communication. This is one brand identity across every message. There's and downwards, outwards and outwards. Remember? When you're recording, by the way, that's you've got a corporate record for compliance as well. You've got data-driven visibility with analytics. You've got controlled distribution. You've got a rhythm-based. It's a very military thing, isn't it? Rhythm-based communication, weekly and monthly. But what is your battle rhythm? What is your organization's rhythm? Or is it just ad hoc? I'll come in each day and but does the CEO or the MD brief you on a Monday morning, inwards and downwards, on what's meant to be happening in the week, thanking people for the work, engaging with the team? That we don't get that often enough. On a Wednesdays and a Thursdays, the department heads have an internal training brief or a town hall or whatever. On a Friday, we didn't do a wrap up. Once a month, do we go live out to 50 different locations on your website, bringing everybody up to speed, bringing some clients in who, we built our success and telling your story from. Jesus, lads. Oh, it's there for you. It's all there for you. That's all you got to do. Tell your story. Repurpose first systems is a great way to be going. One piece of work used 10, 12 times, whatever. This is communication really that builds your reputation, not the noise. So, shortened version tonight, really. No faff, no nothing. The takeaway tonight really wraps up this 4-part series, which I really wanted to do to try and get people to understand that you can use one single system, inwards and downwards, for your organization to tell your people, to keep in communications with your people, to send your message inwards and downwards, and to thank them, because we don't do that enough. And then also to go upwards and outwards as well. The other thing I didn't cover, by the way, in the 3 tiers was something as simple as, when you own your own studio with all this corporate branding, why don't you just have a meeting with a potential client or something like, bring them into the studio and show them how professional it is? There you go. Why do you need all of these other meeting rooms and stuff when you've got your own? Effectively, you've got a TV studio, internal and external. That's what this is. Use it for everything. Pay one price, cheapest chips really in comparison, and use it for everything. Your meetings, your internal briefings, your external updates, just everything. Anyway, we don't grow louder by shouting. We grow by communicating smarter, and that's what I want you to take away. Growth comes from confidence in your workflow, your repurposing, your message, your security, your brand, and your reach. One more time, inwards and downwards, upwards and outwards. Yeah. Bored with me now? Got the message then? Good. OneStream Live gives you that confidence. It's one single system, it's one single workflow, and it's one trusted channel for every message your organization shares. There you go. That's it. 4 weeks. Now, a couple of really, really important things before we finish off tonight. Let me give you a final thought, shall we? Because everything we've covered this month has been building towards what's coming next, and I've alluded to tonight, 2026. The world you're communicating into in 2026, it is going to be louder. You don't need to be, but it's going to be louder. It's going to be faster. It's going to be more competitive than anything we've ever seen. AI is changing by the day. Whether you like that or not, get on board. Use it as a support tool, as a support element like you would an administrative or a research support human being. Look, it's there. I think I saw something the other day. It's 51% now that it is now taking those elements within an organization. You can't get away from it. If you don't like it, then get out of whatever you're doing, because it is going to be there. But don't rely on it. Okay, it's there to be able to develop your ideas, to be able to, you've got to have your basic idea. It can then flesh out, it can flesh out what it is that you want to do and give you ideas that maybe you hadn't thought of. So your general idea was brilliant. It can flesh out even more and then develop that as well. And that's what AI is for, and that's how it should be used. And that's the theory according to BJS. There we go. Now, so what's coming and why has this been a part of leading up to it? Now, most creators, most organizations, most teams, unfortunately, most individuals will hit January already overwhelmed. So we're not waiting for that. So as you know, we normally do a four-week, four-part series every single month on a different topic like we've just done November. But starting in December, in fact, December the 16th, OneStream Live, myself, will launch a brand new 4-month series, the Survival Stream, which is a tactical, if you like, ground level, real world support series designed to get you ready for 2026 and to guide you through the entire first quarter, January, February, March of 2026. One show per month. And there's a reason for that, because we want one message to get out to you all. Now, each month, what we're going to do is we've researched and looked at creator groups, streaming groups, businesses and organizations who need the support, and the brilliant customer service team on OneStream Live, remember, are also the tech dev team, the technical and development team. And if you go to OneStream.live, by the way, in the bottom right hand corner, there's a little red circle with a white envelope. Then if you click on that, you don't get bots, you get humans. And because they're the tech dev team as well as customer service team, they know all the stuff. They know how to help you. They know what works in the studios. They can send you all the links that you need to help you get started, or they can set you up with partnerships or with myself, and we can have those conversations and see what it is you need and get you started. So December the 16th, the first part of the 4-month series, it's about streaming and businesses general. What's coming in 2026, the pain points that we have analyzed, that the tech dev team have analyzed and have given us. We got them to research this about for example, creator areas that really have the most pain points, but the pain points are the same for everybody. So in December 16th, it's going to be sort of streaming in general, for business general, what's coming in 2026 and the pain points. And I'll have somebody from the tech dev team on the show with me, which is absolutely exciting for me, because they really know this stuff inside out. January, we will be covering gamers, such a massive industry. And one of the things about gamers is the pain points and the pain points from gamers. January's gamers, February's musicians and performers, and March is for religious and community leaders. Okay, those 3 groups cover everything any other niche, business, industry, individual, whatever, have gone through. And that's why the researchers let us down. So that's what we're doing over those 4 months. And I'll walk them and you through the real problems that we'll be facing, the real shifts in 2026, and the real pathways to survive and grow. No jargon, no overwhelm, just the usual clarity and confidence. And we'll be writing a knowledge hub blog article that accompanies the 4-month 4-part series called the Survival Stream, and that will be going out to everybody as well. So you can, again, semantics for learning, visual, hearing and feeling. Some people like to watch, some people like to listen, some people like to read. So you can rewatch, revisit, and take action long after the live stream ends. If you've enjoyed November, what's coming next really is going to level you up completely, so please stay close. December to March isn't just another set of shows really for me, it's the head start in 2026 for you, which is why all of these things are thought through very, very carefully, and OneStream Live will walk you through every step of the way. And finally, let me just throw this up at more exciting news, as if it couldn't get absolutely any better. Before we sign off tonight, the AI bot have taken over OneStream Live headquarters in Finland and officially locked the humans out until the 5th of December. More research. What was it that everybody was asking for? 2.5 million people around the globe. people who want to get started, people who want to transition from podcast to live streaming, what it said they want. And the AI bot took over and said, this is what people are looking for. This is what you should give. So this is it. This is what you're going to get until the 5th of December. 40% off any monthly plan, 10% off any annual plan. No codes, no hoops, no nothing. Just the AI deciding everyone deserves an upgrade before 2026 hits. Now, once the humans get back in control, well, let's just say the discount won't survive itself there from there. So go to OneStream.live and avail of those for those Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. Listen, if you're thinking about leveling up, starting streaming, leveling up your communications, your workflows, people, process, progress, grab it while you can, because the AI is still running the show. Because right now, for once, the algorithm for once is on your side, and you've got that, avail of that. Okay, I'm Joe Shepherd, streaming partner. I'm very proud brand ambassador for OneStream Live, and this is how you grow confidently. Face for radio, giving you the message, brought to you by OneStream Live, one channel, every conversation, OneStream Live. I will see you on the 16th of December. Until then, take it easy, stay safe, and start streaming. Got a meal on my haggard.